Jonathan or Zachy? Who will be evicted and who will rise to power and become the new head of household? Find out now on Big Brother Cheesecake 8 Political Bait. Hello, I'm Andrew Shevsik Moonves. Welcome to Big Brother Cheesecake 8 Political Bait. It's day 64 inside the Big Brother Cheesecake house, and we are just 3 weeks away from crowning a winner. This week, Gina was the head of household. She nominated Jonathan and Penny for eviction, but Alex won the Golden Power Veto in the Big Brother OTEV Golden Power Veto competition. He chose not to use it, but Davey elected to use his Sapphire Power Veto to reverse that and save Penny from the chopping block. Gina then nominated Zachy in her place, which means in just moments, Jonathan or Zachy will be evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 8 house and become the third member of the jury, joining Glow and Curtis. Who will it be? We'll find out shortly. But first, we are well into the Big Brother Clockwork Endurance Head of Household competition, and I can reveal, as of just after 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that we do not have a winner yet. So unfortunately, you're going to have to wait until tomorrow to find out. But some house guests have been eliminated, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, they all claim they're going to go the distance to 24 hours, or the ones that are left claim it. So I'm very curious if they do, to see what that all-new tie-breaking procedure will be. Clockwork, I love the competition, but I tried to do a live one on the episode, and I just couldn't get ready on time because you have to line up, your clock with the clockwork in the game. But maybe if I'm still talking in 25 minutes, maybe I'll do a live one at the end. It also reminds me of something that's coming up, daylight savings time. And I have a very different opinion about daylight savings time than other people, because I'll tell you a little bit of a story. If you're alumni like Curtis and all them, you've heard this before. I hate when we're in a world with the war in Putin's war on Ukraine. China, North Korea can drop a bomb on us at any time. Most countries have drug cartels. Crime is high. Inflation is high. And people whine about a 1 hour clock change that happens once a year. Once a year, you have to change your clocks 1 hour and lose 1 hour of sleep, which you get back in the fall anyway. And you're complaining about this? People, it's insane. The one good thing about COVID was that nobody complained about this during COVID. But it drives me mental. I'm in a group chat, or was in a group chat with Kat, Rhonda, Corey, Tom, and then a couple other people who are too afraid to play Cheesecake. And Kat every year will complain about daylight savings time for 2 to 3 weeks after daylight savings time has happened. 2 to 3 weeks later, it's an hour. I wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and I'm good. I'm ready to go. Like, it's 1 hour. But this year, she complained about daylight savings time a week in advance, saying 1 week to go until daylight savings time, and I'm already dreading it. What? Like, oh. So I actually left the group chat. I cannot handle it's going to be a month of Kat complaining about daylight savings time. I just can't do it. What about shift workers, transit operators, police officers, nurses, firefighters, people who work retail in hotels and in restaurants, grocery stores that have to do swing shifts where they swing 8 hours potentially? If you take a flight to anywhere, like across the country, like to where Dustin lives in the West Coast, or Curtis, or you go overseas to Europe, you're gonna have a jet lag one way or the other of multiple hours, and you're complaining about a one-time 1 hour thing. And then my favorite, there's been more accidents on the road this week because motorists are not ready for the sun because of daylight savings time. No, there's more accidents because people are shitty drivers, right? And then the other one, people are feeling mentally unwell because of the 1 hour of daylight savings time they lost. It makes depression and anxiety go up. Have a nap. Like literally take an Ativan or an Ambien or something that ends with an N and just go for a nap. Like it drives me mental. People petition the government to change, to go to permanent daylight savings time. People, they whine and complain and they go on social media and I'm sick of it. So like that's my pet peeve. If you ever want me to quit an org, if I'm playing with you and I'm in a good position and I'm going to win the game and you want me to quit, just start complaining about daylight savings time and it's going to drive me bonkers. Because I can't believe that with all the problems in the world in 2023, people are still complaining about a bloody clock changing 1 hour once. And they complain about it for like weeks afterwards. It's insane. So I just can't wait for that to be over. But anyway, okay. So, moving on. I don't even know how I got to that. Oh, the clockwork thing. So, the number of active alliance chats. So, this season we had, let's see, it was 2, 4, 7, 8, 8. And I think it fell to 5, 9. Then it fell to 4. And this week we went from 4 to 4. We did not lose or gain any active alliance chats in the last 48 hours. Whether that means it's the same 4 alliances or whether some have been created and others have been abolished, who knows. But as of right now, there are 4 active alliance chats in the last 48 hours. Okay, next up, the Jimmy Carter update. I can reveal that as of 10:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, March the 7th, Jimmy Carter is alive! But don't worry, because it's not going to be a stroke or diabetes or cancer that's going to kill him. He's going to lose an hour of sleep from daylight savings time, and it's going to cause him to be so mentally unwell that he's just going to have to kill himself. Like, that's what's going to happen. So anyway, one of my coworkers, Seb, returned to work after an absence. He was off sick for a few months. And I decided to draw him this on our board at work. He's a huge Jays fan, and he loves and he talks and breathes about the Blue Jays. Like he remembers where he was when he remembers the toilet he was shitting in when they won the 92 and 93 World Series. It's really bizarre. Mind you, I remember my dad went insane when they won that. There was like a street party on my street. I was like a little kid. I didn't know what was going on, but there was free hot dogs, so I was very happy that the Leafs or the Jays won the Leafs. Yeah, right. That the Jays won the World Series, so I got to suck on a hot dog as a 4-year-old. Yeah, should have known. Okay. So I did that Jays logo on the board, and I don't know, I was kind of really proud of myself because I'm not really an artsy-fartsy person. I mean, you see how this rinky-dink org is run, but I'm an artsy-fartsy person in a very weird, out-of-the-box way that is not considered conventional art by most people. There, I did it. Also, how can I forget yesterday? I'm so sorry I forgot, but yesterday I forgot to wish Brazil a happy birthday. Yesterday was her birthday. I'm not going to say how old she is because she doesn't want you to know. I forgot. And I think if she's the same age as Nicole, then she's, I don't know. I think she's about my age. I always honestly when you're all around the same age, who gives a shit? But yeah, she is a Pisces, I think. Hold on a second. Yeah, what are we into? March? Yeah, she's Pisces because it goes PA, Prince Albert, after Aquarius. Right? I think so. Brazil, let me know if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure you're a Pisces because she got mad at me once when I said she was an Aries. I always get those two screwed up. Pisces and Aries, I always get them screwed up. Yes, Aries is April because ends in April because Aries are heartbreakers because Jake Stewart, that asshole who broke up with me in the Ecstasy finale, he is, or declared his love for the other finalist, he is April 8th or something, so that's a red flag. When people say they're April single digit, that means you're the devil. Okay. I think that's everything. Let me just make sure. I'm going to talk about that after, I think. Yeah. Okay, so It's time to get to the live eviction. Jonathan, Zachy, your fellow house guests have voted to evict one of you, and I have the results. When I reveal the results of the eviction vote, the evicted house guests will have about 15 minutes to say his goodbyes, gather his belongings before I kick you the fuck out of the Facebook group chat. Okay, here we go. By a vote of 3-1, Zachy, you are evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 8 house. Zachy, it's me, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You've been impeached from Congress for touching that intern's tatas. I may have touched your tatas, but I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Hasta la vista, baby. Zachy, you got about 15 minutes to say your goodbyes before I kick you the fuck out of the Facebook group chat. Thanks for playing. Better luck next time. Zachy, this one, like all of them, they hurt a lot because I think the first half of the game went really, really well for you. Possibly too well for you. So you came in with the sort of, I'm going to fly under the radar and I'm going to be sort of the puppet master behind the scenes and I'm going to make everyone love me and play a good social game. And that's great, don't get me wrong. And it was really working for you in the first half of the game. The unfortunate thing that happened to you, and this isn't even really your fault, it's something that happens more so on Survivor than Big Brother. But what happens is the NDP party was in power 3 weeks in a row. And you even mentioned this to me in the DR. The NDP was in power 3 weeks in a row, Dustin, Gina. And then they kept power as well, but you were guaranteed safety 3 weeks in a row. And I think because you were guaranteed safe by being an NDP, you kind of went from floating, which I think floating is a good thing, don't get me wrong, because that's when Rachel Riley screwed that up. Floating is when you're actively going from side to side working with whoever's in power, and that's a good thing. June Song is a great floater. I have played a floating game. It's actually a hard game to play well. So you went from playing a floating game to being safe 3 weeks in a row, and then kind of downgraded into a coasting game. And people kind of caught on and started noticing that. And then you even said, like, I feel like the NDPs need to be broken up, and I'm saying that as an NDP, and you're kind of right. But then the other problem that happened, in my opinion, this was a mistake. First of all, sorry. Should I go back? Oh, okay. I'm going to say, sorry, I have so many thoughts. The other mistake was, I can't remember if it was Dustin or Gina. I think it was Dustin, but one of them, in the NDP chat, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, suggested that you go on the block as a pawn to use your colossal advantage. Now, regardless of whether their intentions were good or bad, you obviously got upset about it, and even though you were right to be upset, you got kind of whiny and mopey about it, and that pissed Dustin and Gina off, but also, that should have been the red flag that you needed to get the hell out of there and to start working with other people. Instead, what I saw and what I heard happen was you let it go. It happened a second time where this week they wanted you to agree to be a pawn so that you could use your veto advantage. And you still didn't really branch out. You kind of stayed in your cocoon. And when you ended up on the block with the Sapphire Power veto, I had house guests, some of whom voted against you, say to me, oh, now Zachy wants to make a group chat without Dustin and Gina? Now he wants to work with us that he's nominated, but he didn't want to work with us for the last month, or he left us on red for the last month, and so I think it was too little too late. And I wish you had branched out. You're a loyal player, which I like, but when the red flag came, I wish you branched out more with the other people. Having said that, nobody gets to 7th place by accident or by surprise. You did play an amazing game. You got to 7th place. Some of the twists, unfortunately, did not work in your favor. And this week, with Zachy evicted, we went from 8 twists, which Zachy and Penny were complaining about. We went from 8 twists, 8 powers or advantages, to 3 at the end of this week. Because 5 were either flushed or used this week. So we're down to like 3 things that are still in play. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say the Sapphire Power veto is the reason that I'm out of the game. Well, yes and no. Sure, you got nominated because of the Sapphire Power veto, but you were evicted in an eviction vote. You still had the eviction vote against Jonathan, and if you had been not falling into coasting mode week 6 or 7, you might have been able to get the power and the steam to beat Jonathan in the vote. Also, I know the what ifs and buts are sugar and nuts, and everybody wants to suck my penis, but about a month ago, you ended up not submitting for the Pringles party, and you automatically got something bad, which was the executive hijack, which actually wasn't even that bad. But if you actually went for it, because the odds were in your favor, the Pooh Brown Power veto at worst was a 1 in 6 chance, at worst. If you had maybe gone for it and gotten something good, it may or may not have helped you, but let's say you went for it and you got the Sapphire Power veto, Davey wouldn't have gotten it. Let's say you got the Ruby Power veto, Gina wouldn't have gotten it. Let's say you went for it and got the Fast Forward, Alex, this week, wouldn't have been able to play it. So you didn't go for it, and then you ended up getting something bad out of it, but I feel like if you went for it and your luck was in your favor, you could have thwarted somebody else from not getting the bad one. But, and I feel like, actually, I rewatched a couple of these, and I feel like I was focusing too much on the negative, because it's, you're evicted, right? So it's time to talk about why. But I don't want to take away from the fact that you did play an amazing game. You have said you've never won an org, and you really, it's something that's gotten you down. And I've been there because I had to play a lot of orgs before I won my first, which was, no, yours was the second one I won. Whoops. But yeah, Zaki, spoiler alert. Sorry, Zaki, it's been over a year. Zaki hosted a game, Supreme, that I won. And so Zaki and I have also played together. We played Room Limit together, which is Kennedy's game. And I know it's frustrating to have not won an org yet, but you have what it takes. Your social game is very good. Everybody liked you, except Curtis, but everybody thought you were pretty good on the strategy side. Even Extra Whip thought, you were the last person picked, but you were worthy of much higher than that. The competitive game wasn't so good this season, but it's not all about competitions, and it is possible, as Chantel did in Season 3, to win, having only won once. Kevin won nada in Big Brother Canada 10. Dr. Will won nothing, but that was a bit of a different game. But you are a good player, and I don't want this to bring you down, because you did play a good game. You got through, 9 evictions to get to the final 7. You've lasted 64 days, and you were only on the block twice, and both times you were on the block because of a twist, Coup d'etat and Sapphire Power veto. So I don't think I think you're a much better player than you think you are. So I want to give you credit there, because sure, there were mistakes, but overall, this was a job well done. And when 16 people play, only 1 can win. 15 have to lose, and it's not always 15 losers that lose. It can be 15, could be 15 winners that lose. And I think overall you are a winner. And I want you in life, and I say this with love, I want you to be more confident in yourself, because sometimes you can appear mopey and whiny and down in the dumps, and you're a really, really good person with a big heart, a big personality. I think you're very attractive. I will admit I'm not a fan of the beard, but I think you're very attractive, and I think you have a lot to offer to this world, but the only way you can offer 100% to the world is if you know that you can offer 100% to the world. And you have to, as RuPaul would say, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love anybody else? And so I think everybody in this season, except maybe Curtis, but who cares, loves you. And we just want you to love yourself, because you are an amazing shining star and light in this community. Much love. And you will be one of the 3 jurors, along with, or 7 jurors, but you're joining Glow and Curtis to liven up the jury and friends chat, because this week was a little bit, it was not a lot was going on there. Kendra can only whine and complain so much about what's going on in the game before. Now, speaking of the game, oh wow, it's 10:25. Holy shit. Okay, I actually did manage to talk for 20 minutes. Okay, real quick. This entire season, we have had a web of alliances going on. We haven't had a this side of the house versus that side of the house. But we're down to the final 6 now, and you can only keep 2- and 3-person alliances in the game so long. And it's become pretty clear, and the house guests know this, alumni know this, the Extra Whip knows this, that Dustin and Gina, by winning 6 competitions in a row, 6 HOHs in a row, obviously having to piss people off, Dustin and Gina put themselves kind of on an island, and the other 4, Alex, Davey, Alex, Davey, Penny, and Jonathan are kind of on the other side. So for the first time this season, we now kind of have a rift, and which is okay. It's final 6. It's not even really a 50-50. It's just Dustin and Gina are kind of now on their own, and they kind of have to win their way to the end. And funnily enough, that's not a word, but this season has a lot of parallels to season 2, which was the second best season of all time. At this point in season 2, and Joanne knows what I'm going to say, Chanel and Ashley were on an island completely on their own. Everybody wanted Chanel and Ashley out, and they won their way to the final 2. So it's a matter now of can Dustin and Gina get there, because I don't think if they have neither HOH or veto that they're going to be able to survive, but who knows, time will tell. So yeah, another parallel to season 2. In season 2, Donnie, a Hufflepuff, quit week 3. And the other 3 remaining Hufflepuffs made it to the final 4. Jimbo, Chanel, and Rob. This season, Erica, Bloc Québécois, quits week 1. We are at the final 6, and Alex, Jonathan, and Penny, the remaining Bloc Québécois, are still in the game. So it really is funny how we have these 2 parallels. Okay, I'm going to get real quick to the head of household competition. Free from the threat of eviction, the head of household wins the perks of their private HOH bedroom bathroom, a fruit basket with Arby's, and the responsibility of nominating 2 of their fellow house guests for eviction, and they get a video from home. So I said that wrong, but whatever. We know the competition is Big Brother Clockwork, and I want to do a live one at 10:30, so is everybody ready? Let's begin! So, right off the bat, I think Zachy knew he was going to be evicted, and so Zachy did not post at 9 a.m. He was the first person evicted, or eliminated. Then, at 12 p.m., 3 hours in, Jonathan puts a thumbs up by accident. He is eliminated. Then, at 3 p.m., I changed the code from Clockwork uppercase to Clockwork lowercase. Gina types in uppercase because she was on autopilot. Robot. She learned from Julian. And Gina is eliminated. So we were down to 4. We are down to Davey, Alex, Dustin, and Penny, who have all been doing really, really well. We are now at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 13 and a half hours in. And it is now, we're moments away from watching live what's going on. This is like the Olympics. It's very exciting, you know. Everybody's, you know, watching intently. It's very exciting. Here we go, here we go, here we go. They already know the code. The code is Cockworks. And I'm so excited right now. Here we go, here we go. 10:28. I spoke a little too fast. But yeah, so it is funny how this season has a lot of comparisons to season 2. You have the Bloc Québécois surviving and thriving despite Erica quitting, and Chanel and Ashley kind of on their own on an island. So yeah, it's wild. Okay, 10:29. Let's see if this screws people up. This next one is airing live on the episode. Good luck. And don't fuck it up. Okay. Dustin puts in Cockworks. Davey Cockworks. Alex Cockworks. Penny Cockworks. So, looks like it's going to go on all night long. Yep, no end in sight. So unfortunately, you're going to have to wait until tomorrow to find out who wins the Big Brother Clockwork Endurance Head of Household competition. So, with that said, who will win the Big Brother Clockwork Endurance Head of Household competition? And who will they nominate for eviction? Find out tomorrow. Friday is Extra Whip, where Zachy will dish the dirt with Rhonda, Corey, Joanne, Michael, and myself. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday is the 3-part Golden Power Veto competition. Tuesday is the Golden Power Veto ceremony. And Wednesday, 1 week from today, is the next live eviction and head of household competition, where another house guest will be evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 8 house, get impeached from Congress, lose their shot at the $800 cash prize, and we will learn the identities of the final 5. I'm Andrew Shevsik Moonves. Take care, and remember, politicians and diapers must be changed often, and for the same reason. Good night.